Hey guys, Philosopher here, and today I've got day 5 of Avengers Tower. Hopefully this is the final climb, although it's going to be really tough. I'm starting on floor 70 today, and there are 5 floors above that. So I've got to beat 70. I really have 6 floors. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 floors to get to the top. We'll see how far I get today. And what we're going to do is what I'm hoping to do today. I know that a lot of people are asking me, is it better points-wise to fall back down to 50 and grind your way back up to, let's say, 55 over and over? Or is it better to climb? And I don't know. I don't know really how the points work. All I know is that I play this game to have fun, and it's more fun for me to climb to the top. So we're climbing to the top. I've even upgraded some characters along the way just to have fun. The whole point of it is just to have fun. It's a game. Okay, so that's what we're doing. We're trying to have fun today. We're trying to reach the top. And what I'm going to do today, I have linked below some resources that I want to make sure I draw your attention to before we get started. So you see here, I clicked in the Avengers Tower, and you can bring up the teams, which is really handy. You really need to plan ahead at this stage. So if you're getting started down here, a lot of this is just stretching out. If you have a big enough roster, it's just stretching out your teams. You might put Doom with 4 level 1 characters, that sort of thing. When you get to the top, it's all about, you might only get through 5 floors a day, 6 floors a day at the very top. And there it's all about planning out your characters and using the top end of your roster efficiently, okay? Because a lot of your characters aren't going to be useful here. Even if you had power armor and teal gear, they're not going to work up here, okay? Or the Guardians or something. So you only your best characters with that are well geared are going to work at this level. Obviously, only certain accounts are going to have that. I'm fortunate enough to have one of them, although I don't have. I think I'm only about 400th in terms of size overall. So I'm not one of the very, very biggest, but the top end of my account is very good. So hopefully that will help me in terms of getting to the very top here. So what I would encourage all of you to do is use these resources to plan ahead. So obviously you can manually sort of look at the teams here, but it's better to actually go. There's an infographic below that graphic here that was developed by some folks on my Discord, Squint and Yavalanche put this together. This actually has all the teams at a graphic, so then you can you can write your notes or type out, and you just have them all in front of you. I think this is very handy. And then Squint came up with this tracking spreadsheet, which I use. It's a Google Sheet, which is a free app that you can use. And then you can just go to File and make a copy, which is what I did. I made my own copy of it. And then you can edit it. And this is what I use, because I just go to the teams. Here's our 6 teams for today. We're just going to figure out what our counters are, because you can't use Invisible Woman twice. You can't use Infinity Watch over and over and over again, or the Eternals on every floor. You have to plan it out. So if you're going to use the Eternals on this floor against these Eternals, then you can't use the Eternals, down here, okay? So that's going to be the challenge here, is stretching out your roster. There is also a spreadsheet that I linked below that's this super planner thing that this guy came up with, where you actually input all of your teams, and then you've got a drop-down menu. I don't bother with this. I just think it's more trouble than it's worth. I'm not going to do that. So I'm going to use the simpler sheet, but you do whatever you want. They're all linked below. We do have some great discussion on my Discord, which is also linked below. I'd encourage you to go there if you want to talk through ideas for certain floors, that sort of thing. All my previous days' videos are already out, so you can look and see how I beat all the different floors, and I talk through the different strategy involved. All right, let's just go right here and take a look at what we're dealing with. It seems to me that today, at the very least, I want to get through floor 74. Ideally, I want to hit 75 today. We may not be able to do it, okay? Because this is pretty challenging. And we can look and see, if we go to my roster and look at sort of what the top teams are, right? What are the best teams that I have? If I go to, let's say, my Blitz squads, you have one team, one of these teams can probably be countered with Infinity Watch. Another one could probably be countered with Weapon X. Symbiotes are pretty at this level, okay? You can spruce them up by taking Venom out and trying to put somebody with them, but they're kind of slow moving. Heroes for Hire probably aren't going to cut it at this level. The Dad Bros, you have to add some stuff to juice them up, because These two were a little OP. They were released over a year ago now. So they made these two a little less OP, okay? Axemen, they're of limited value at this stage. Black Order, my Black Order's not big enough. They might, have some value somewhere. Or Shadowland. We tried Shadowland yesterday where we took out, I think I threw Black Bolt in instead of Daredevil or something, or instead of Elektra. In other words, trying to do some different stuff. But even though you might think this is a big team, you have to recognize that the teams here are gear tier 17. This isn't even in the game yet. So we have gear tier 16. These are gear tier 17. But you may say, wait, Philosopher, these units are 978, 931. You have teams that are just as big. And the answer is false, okay? That's absolutely false. My team here with just a couple, 3 teal characters, gear tier 16, is 988. But that's because I have all the T4s on them. These teams, all they've done is the numbers here, that what they did is they just didn't upgrade the unimportant abilities. They left like certain of the basics at level 1. Like, for example, for Scientist Supreme, you don't need her. Who cares if her basic is level 1, right? That's not what she's never going to reach her basic anyway. So what they've done is they've purposely lowered some of that stuff in order to fool you into thinking you're doing a punch across or a punch down. And in reality, this is like a 1.4 million team, 1.5 million, something like that. It's a massive punch up. So if you're using gear tier 15 characters against this is like somebody using gear tier 13 characters to beat your gear tier 15 characters. So we've got to plan this carefully. These are all big punch ups, and that's why this is a challenge, because we have to figure out teams that counter these teams so well that they beat them, even though they are well undergeared. Okay, so some real interesting, scary teams here. So let's start by saying I'm probably going to want to use the Eternals here, because it's really hard for me right now to see how you beat the Eternals without using the Eternals. And now you can, if it's the Eternals plus a pile of garbage, like it's the Eternals plus like Loki, Cable, whatever, you can just bring in Infinity Watch and beat them. But I don't know if I could beat the Eternals without them. But the question is, who are the 3 additional pieces here? Okay, so that's an open question. All right, now this team is you're meant to be using Black Bolt against this team, because this team, has all this villain tech. It's a villain tech team. There's only one non-villain tech, which is Kestrel, but like Ghost is villain tech, Ultron's villain tech, Minerva's villain tech, and Scientist Supreme is villain tech, and both Scientist Supreme and Minerva revive. So we almost beat this yesterday. I think I made a little bit of a misplay. I think I used Shadowland plus Black Bolt, so we should be able to use Black Bolt plus some other team, probably something like Dad Bros plus Black Bolt plus Zemo plus Yo-Yo will easily get this done. Like, this would just destroy this team. And the question is, do we want to use those characters there? That's the question. Do we want to use those characters there? With this one, I guess the question is, I have never faced 2 Omega Reds in the same team before. Of course, I've never faced 2 Ultrons together either. So let's look at 2. And the issue, by the way, is if we use Black Bolt here, so we can't use Black Bolt up here. Okay, slight problem. Slight problem there. But let's just say we use... Let's look at the Omega Red kit for a second. So let me bring this up. Now I know Beta Ray is in my chat. He's suggesting New Warriors plus Silver Surfer plus Doom. That sounds very good. Expensive, but very good. So let's see what he does. So he's going to, both of these guys are going to have defense up on each other. Okay, so that's fine. When any enemy has immunity, so we don't want immunity on our team. All right, this team, this character will not have 3 or more Weapon X allies, right? Because he's just going to have, he will. Wait, no, not 3 or more allies, because it'll just be himself plus 2 others. So no, he will not lower our damage. Okay. All the rest of the stuff's in war. All right, so this will be, this we know. We got to stop these guys from getting there. They do have this ability block on turn 1. That's scary. So to me, what's scary about this team is that you have Red Guardian with the taunt. So he starts with taunt. He's going to draw your attention, and then you've got a lot to deal with here. So I'm going to put pencil in the Team Beta Ray suggested because he sounds like he knows what he's talking about. Because I started a little late today. I used to be usually the first one streaming this, but I got a little caught up with where it works. I'm back to work today. So, all right. So New Warriors plus Surfer. I'm usually the Pioneer, but I'll take any advantage I can get here. So New Warriors plus Surfer plus Doom. Let's just pencil that in for now. So I'd love to use here. I would love to be using Black Bolt, but of course we can't. I wonder if Axemen would get it done here. Would Axemen get this done? Because there's all of this, and probably not, right? Because Kestrel's going to delete my bishop off the jump. So that's the problem here. I have a 7 red star G15 bishop, and I think she's just going to delete it. I could use my own Kestrel, I suppose. Like use my Kestrel to beat their Kestrel. And maybe use a... Yeah, I could try using Axemen on floor 70 instead, and then use this team here. I mean, that is one thing that would probably work, although instead of... But instead... but the alternative... Yeah, and then here this would have to be Axemen plus Red Guardian. And so essentially, instead of Kitty Pryde, you'd have Red Guardian, because I think Kitty... Well, let's look at who is worse outside of raids. Another thing I'm hearing is Secret Avengers plus Kestrel plus Emma work. Okay. Makes sense. It's just a lot of sustain. Out-sustain them. But yeah, this seems to me, I think this is a better for this team. I was planning to use Kestrel and all that for the 74. And then, the goal would be then who do I use for 75? I mean, obviously Dormammu's involved, but then the question is who else is left? Well, let's look at the top of my roster here for a second. Infinity Watch. Huh. But I don't think I could. But the problem is I would have to run Dormammu in Omega Red. I do have Dormammu. I have Omega Red. I do have Infinity Watch. I would have a lot of bounty of riches here at the last floor if we use this, because we wouldn't be using up most of my good teams. Yeah, I mean, we could put Weapon X with Dormammu or Infinity Watch with Dormammu. Like, just drop a member of Infinity Watch and just throw in Dormammu. Like, I imagine he would help. Think about all those revives. They'd have so many different lives. I don't know. We got a lot to think about here. We got some bounty of riches. Let's look at the top of my roster, make sure there's no one we're missing here. Because I'm sure there's other characters we could be considering, but we are not. Let's see. We've already talked about most of these characters. Symbiotes are not really talking about. They're not very good. Mm-hmm. Yeah, one thing so folks are telling me for 75, one thing that they like about 75 is that Beta is mentioning that there's some ability blocks there. That's for sure. That would help for Doom, without a doubt. Obviously, he's not going to help for Dormammu because he just essentially can clear them with his basic very easily. But Doom, it really helps. And yeah, in terms of Doc Ock, we haven't talked about Doc Ock. We haven't talked about Shang-Chi. See, this is why we do the spreadsheet. We're not going to rush in today. So if you're coming to check out the action, I apologize. If you don't like the strategy discussion, you could try to fast forward because we're gonna plan this out today. So who else? Let's go back to my roster here. Who else have we not talked about? Invisible Woman's there. Could be there's a cleanse. We discovered yesterday Invisible Woman, Shuri. These are just too. They are too brittle. They're gonna need a rework when we're all at gear tier 17. We're gonna need a rework. We've already talked about Zemo. Phoenix is a possibility just to throw in somewhere if we want to get a quick cleanse. And then I think that's about it. You can see that when you're really looking at the top end of your roster, it gets really short really quickly. Really short really quickly. So that's the issue here, right? We do have some interesting pieces to use. One, I guess if I had to pick out one, my concerns are here. One is if Axemen plus Red Guardian don't work, let's go to the Axemen kits for a minute. And let's take a look at who we would drop, right? So Kitty Pryde. So on an enemy miss or astonishing X-Men dodge, she heals. So all this stuff is only raids. So I think Kitty Pryde would be the obvious one to get rid of outside of raids. Iceman, I think he still provides. Yeah, he's still lower, but this is lower damage. He only lowers armor by enemies that's slow. I mean, we probably could put the good Axemen. Yeah, we could also try Black Order. That's an interesting question. We could try Black Order because we have no use for them. I mean, Black Order are just like, we could try them. I don't think the problem is there's no hero controller here. I wish there was. There's no hero controller. But we could try it. I don't see why not. Ultron was always a soft counter for Black Order. I think Black Order is going to fail, but it's certainly worth a try. And I think that's right. Infinity Watch can be our backup, and we put Dormammu. I think what we'll do here is Dormammu plus Weapon X for floor 75. It's great ideas for my chat. My chat point is like Infinity Watch is sort of my backup team, because the point is, so the reason why we might use Black Order here is because if they lose, like, who cares? They're not going. Black Order has to be a complete team, and my Black Order though is only 775K. I mean, it's just not big enough. I know only for a lot of you that seems very large, but in my level of account, in one of the largest alliances, that's not that big. So I don't think Black Order is going to get this done, but I don't know. There's a lot of old power crept characters here, and Kestrel. And Kestrel, a lot of what Kestrel does, the summoning stuff and the pings, like, I don't know if that's going to work that well against Black Order. This is an interesting possibility. We may be able to get it down. I'll at least try it. That would give me a bonus, because that would... Axemen plus Red Guardian, I think, would also, like, people are saying it gives me a 50-50 shot, because Kestrel can still take out my Bishop because he's got taunt. So people are saying that people who are on small screens, I'm getting questions about being able to see this. This is the best that I think this is the best I could do for right now, because I'm making a video. But symbiotes are another one. That are kind of just sitting out here. It's a kind of a throwaway team. I think symbiotes are too slow to work, although they might be able to work here. I mean, I do think symbiotes plus Black Bolt might work here. I think it's possible, but the problem is Kestrel could just delete anti-venom on turn 1. But you might be able to you could put symbiotes, you could put Drax. You could put Drax on instead of Venom. And I think we do need Black Bolt for level 73. So I think we can't do Black Bolt. So it would have to be just symbiotes plus Drax and just try here. So I think we'll just start by trying some stuff against the wall on level 70. We'll just throw stuff against the wall here. Because if Black Order doesn't work, it doesn't matter. If symbiotes plus Drax doesn't work, it doesn't matter. Because we're not going to use them anywhere else. So this is sort of like the high end of the tower at this point. Like, all right, we're going to see if any of these older teams work here. I don't think so. I think this is basically like if I use, for example, Black Order, I would like to think that my 775k Black Order are probably not going to they're not going to get anyone down. Even though these are old power creep characters, they're gear tier 17 versus gear tier 15 and a couple that are 14. Shouldn't work. But let's try. For science, we're going to see. This is for all of you who keep telling me, oh, Black Order's amazing. They're still so amazing at my level of war. Okay, you will see how unamazing they can be when they face something stronger. See, look at all the health here. Probably not going to, but we're going to try. So we're going to take down. The problem is, this is where I'm thinking I should go. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, they killed Proxima. That was fine. Don't really care about that. Okay. Huh. Wow. It's interesting. Ooh. Interesting indeed. Could we pull this off? Huh. Question is, can Kestrel just solo my team? We'll find out. Can Kestrel just solo? Huh. Oh, come on. We did it! We did it! Black Order! Ha! We did it! We did it! We did it! We did it! Holy McGoody! Amazing! Not trash! Not trash! Wow! Amazing! All the Black Order believers, all the Black Order super fans, that's my sincerest apologies go out to you. Black Order, amazing. Unbelievable. Eating crow. Well, I'll take it. A win's a win. A win's a win. All right. Amazing. So, mad props to Beta, who suggested why not give him a try. Now when we look at our list, now we've got some extra stuff here that we can just, we're at 71. We can just throw X-Men out to the side. We got Red Guardian. We got some stuff to work with. Because let's face it, Black Order weren't going to work much higher here. That's just a team we weren't counting on at all. So now, so far, Black Order, maybe they're the MVP of my Avengers Tower climb. Yeah, they've replaced Shocker on my list. Okay, so now it seems to me like I've got to do the Eternals plus a speed team here. That seems to me like the right move. My concern is that I get outlasted by some of this other stuff. So I'm wondering, because my Loki and my Cable are pretty small. So, if you look at my Asgardians, my Loki is pretty pathetic. Gear tier 11. Gear tier 11, level 64. So, he's not going to last long. He's in pretty bad shape. My Cable's not much better. So this is where there's a lot of the people I'm competing against here have like 30 million accounts, 28 million accounts, 27 million accounts. My account's a lot smaller, so I don't have a lot of this stuff built up. My Cable's geared to 13. I'm not going to go hard on this, just for that. So the question is, do I throw in? So my thought was I would throw in a Cable and Loki, but is there something else that I can throw in that helps this team win? I mean, that's the question. What else could I do? Could I add to this team to make it a little bit better? Because right now it's all on my Eternals. I'm going to go first, but for example, Gamora and Nebula both res. So I already had Silver Surfer here. I had him penciled in here. Infinity Watch certainly could be used, but then I don't think Infinity Watch will beat this team. Because this is three portions of Infinity Watch plus the Eternals. The Eternals are anti-Infinity Watch characters. So I would not use Infinity Watch here because the Eternals are designed to counter Infinity Watch. So you pretty much have to, I think, use the Eternals here to succeed. The question is, what else do you use with the Eternals? Because to outlast, like this is maybe I use Red Guardian here. Maybe I use Red Guardian here because we're planning to use Dad Bros, Black Bolt, Zemo, Yo-Yo here, which I think will just stomp this team. I don't think this team will get a turn. So I think maybe we use Red Guardian. So that Red Guardian, Nebula is going to go first. So Nebula just attacks Red Guardian. They go in on Red Guardian. Now you may be thinking to yourself, well, why not just mirror the team? Well, that's one option, but that splits up my Infinity Watch team that I could use elsewhere. So, yeah, this is a challenging one for me. I certainly could do something like Red Guardian and Phoenix or something. Red Guardian and Shuri. Because Shuri, well, the problem is he's going to flip Icarus is going to flip my defense up. So that's the issue here. Very challenging. So here's the stuff that I haven't used yet, or that's not on my list. Obviously, Infinity Watch as well. But I think Infinity Watch is one of the only teams that this is one of the only floors that will not beat Infinity. They will not beat this floor. You need something else with this. I kind of have one shot to get this right, I feel like, or unless I'm going to do something stupid. So I think Eternals. Obviously, Eternals plus Dormammu is going to get it done. Eternals plus Speed should help, but I'm going to have two garbage characters. So maybe it's so. Do we really think Eternals plus Loki plus Cable plus Red Guardian's enough? Doom would certainly help, but do we think we need him in floor 72? So this was what I kind of had penciled in here: New Warrior, Surfer, Doom. You know, would I be able to get away with something other than Doom on floor 72? That's the issue here. Shang-Chi would help with some sustain. Here's another question. Do I really need both Cable and Loki? You know, maybe can I just bring in Loki or just bring in Cable? Or is just Loki enough? So just Loki is enough. So maybe Eternals plus Loki plus Red Guardian plus Shang-Chi. Now, the issue is the thing is Shang-Chi doesn't cleanse. Do I need a cleanse here? That's another question. I don't think so. I mean, it would be nice, but I don't think. Oh, I have. No, I don't, because I have Cersei. Now, the issue is Red Guardian, of course, is not really going to stop the Eternals, because the Eternals are going to AoE everybody. My thought process with Red Guardian is just that he's going to stay alive. But maybe not. Let's look at my Red Guardian for a second. So my Red Guardian is 457 health, 7 red stars. So I could max him out a little bit and do something like that. That's not a waste at all. I could also change him to Fortifier if I really wanted to. Yep. It's a good idea. All right, we're gonna do that for Red Guardian. I think we're at the stage here where we need all the help we can. My thought process is he's just gonna eat some hits here. I mean, that's what we really need. We need somebody who's going to eat some. He's going to eat some attacks, stick around. He'll heal a little bit. That's my thought process. The enemy will beat up on him. I'm curious if anyone in my chat has different ideas. I'm willing to listen. Because I could, this one I think this is a risky one. If I lose this one, I'm in trouble. Phoenix is another idea, because even if she dies, she's back. That's another idea. But I figure Red Guardian might eat some early attacks from eat some attacks from Gamora and Nebula and so forth. Give the Eternals some space to work. So maybe not Red Guardian. Yeah, I mean, I think to me, Infinity Watch seems like my backup plan here. I'd rather not use Infinity Watch here. So I've got some folks in my chat suggesting Infinity Watch. I think, another possibility some folks are saying, which is a good one, is Cersei. In other words, not Cersei, Zemo, because Zemo will slow down Cersei. I think that's a suggestion, but I really wanted to use Zemo here. I think, could Infinity Watch beat this team? Yeah, it's sort of my backup plan, but I don't think Infinity Watch is a good choice. Do we think that maybe Phoenix would be better than Red Guardian? She does provide an additional cleanse. She provides more of a distraction because she can sort of do her special if she even lives that long. Hide the Eternals sort of thing. Very tough choices. What about Invisible Woman? I don't know. She seemed kind of, even though mine is Gear Tier 16, she seemed a little bit weak that prior time. What about Doc Ock? He seems to always last. Doc Ock. Maybe I bring in, instead of Red Guardian, I bring Doc Ock and Shang-Chi. Doc Ock is the sort of character that just, he seems to take a lot of hits. What do we think about him? I mean, that's another option. You could see the way I'm thinking about this. Yeah, I think, okay, so Phoenix, people are down on Phoenix or Doc Ock. You may be wondering yourself, if you're watching this on YouTube, why is Philosopher taking so long to figure this out? Because when I rushed through it yesterday for purposes of making a video, I made some mistakes. Yeah, I do think Doc Ock, let's look at Doc Ock versus Red Guardian. My Doc Ock's already very big. Let's see what his health looks like. 729. Yeah, he'll last a little longer. But the problem is I can't summon with Doc Ock. I would just have to use him to put slow on Cersei on turn 1 because he's fairly fast. You couldn't use the summon because otherwise Icarus would kill it quickly. That's the problem. Very tough choices. I figure we don't want anything to die early to Icarus. I think that's a good consideration. So that's the problem with Phoenix. Phoenix is going to die fast, and then Icarus is going to go again. So maybe Shang-Chi and Doc Ock just to provide some sustain. But my Eternals will go first with Loki. So that's the thing. So my Eternals will go first. And the issue with my Loki is going to be that my Loki is going to die. I mean, an alternative is to just try to use Infinity Watch here, but boy, that seems like a very tough match. Because the Eternals are literally constructed to take out Infinity Watch. So you could do it. And I think that would save me my Eternals, but I think that's not the right strategy for me. I think the right strategy here is to try to do Eternal speed. I don't know. The problem is if my Eternals don't kill, I mean, won't they? Let's look at Infinity Watch for a second. So what are they gonna spawn with? They will spawn with immunity. But then Nebula will lose it. Yeah, obviously this is going to be different than Arena because here, we're not facing Gear Tier. You're not facing Gear Tier 15 Nebula. You're facing Gear Tier 17 Nebula. Okay. Although she's not kind of light on damage. or on health. It's very challenging. Very challenging decision here. Not sure what the right thing is to do. Obviously, if I just brought Dormammu here, I could... Dormammu plus the Eternals would get it done. Okay. But... because I'd have potentially two extra Eternals, but I don't think that makes sense. The question is, yeah, I mean, if I don't bring in Dormammu with the Eternals, there's a chance my Eternals lose. And then I'm stuck. This is really challenging. This is where yesterday I got a little too cute trying to beat the Black Order, Gear Tier 17 Black Order. People are saying, well, why not? Maybe I could bring Emma instead of bringing. Why don't I bring Emma instead of bringing Loki? What if I bring in Eternals, Emma, Doc Ock, Shang-Chi? Do we think that Secret Avengers plus Kestrel plus Squirrel Girl will get this done? Or Infinity Watch, which will get this done? Yeah, I'm more concerned actually with this one than that one. So maybe I put Emma here. Eternals Emma, because my Loki sucks. This is where having a smaller roster than some of these other people hurts me, because a lot of these Humongo accounts have like Gear Tier 15 Loki, which I don't have. Yeah. I think we'll do Eternals, Emma, and then, so who do we do? Eternals, Emma, and then what else? Eternals, Emma, and then maybe Doc Ock and Shang-Chi. Yeah, a lot of people in my chat want to consider Mr. Sinister. He's very slow, so he's just going to die. He's not going to take a turn. He's too slow and he's too low health. Shang-Chi and Doc Ock. Doc Ock will prevent the offense down as well. I think that we'll try that. Let's try it. We're going to do it for science. We've been already taking too long here. Too long considering my decision. I'm sure I'm going to get a bunch of YouTube comments from angry people saying, philosopher, why don't you just... I couldn't stay and watch this long of a discussion. I know. I'm sure I'm going to get some angry comments. I always do. Can't make everybody happy. So let's I'll put Doc Ock. We'll put Shang-Chi. We certainly got a lot of sustain on this team. Lots of healing to go with the Eternals. And then the Eternals, because once we get their Eternals down, we still got to outlast them. Now, Dormammu's one way to do it. But my hope is that... where's my Cersei? She must be up here someplace. My hope is that I can get her ready to do it without Dormammu. All right. Let's try it. I'm not going to break up. A lot of people are suggesting I break up teams. Let's just try this one. This is a huge punch-up, by the way. This is like a 1.4 million team. We've already explained that at the front of the video. Let's try it. For science. For science. Okay. So now we're going to slow down. Do I want to slow down Icarus or do I want to slow down Cersei? Who do we want to put slow on first? Who do we want to go slower? I'm thinking we want Cersei to go slow, right? So she doesn't cleanse early. Yep, I think everyone agrees Cersei. It didn't even land. Okay, well, we got... Okay, now do we want to try to put slow on everyone with Emma, or do we want to wait? This is another big one. Do we want to save our cleanse, or do we want to get her in diamond form and put slows on the enemy team? It's only going to put it on 3 characters because there's got in immunity on 2 of them. They may resist too because she's only gear tier 15. She's not a skirmisher. She's only a healer. So that's another issue. Will she have the focus to land it? These are level 90. When you look at these teams, see, if you look at my focus, she's 16,455. The resistance on Cersei is 16,152. So probably Icarus will resist it. Yeah. Maybe just we'll save it. Save it and just we'll wait for the cleanse. Yeah, Icarus definitely has high. Yeah, so we'll save it. We're going to do that. Okay. Okay, that's perfect. That's who we wanted him to ability block. Now we focus Icarus. We go here and focus Icarus. Does everyone agree on that move? What does this say? I think this is the right move here. Or should we target Icarus? Should we target Icarus? Maybe target him to get the double tap. Yep. I think we'll target him for Striker. Ooh. Oh, let's stun him. I think we might get him. This is interesting. This is like a chess match here. I think we just go right at Icarus right here with the special. Or do we basic and get the multiple taps? Basic or special? That's the question here. So if you basic, you get the assist from Icarus. I think we stun him. Yeah. We get 2 random allies. I think that's good. And we got the stun anyways. Yeah! We did it! We did it! We did it! Yeah! Yeah! We eked it out! That's great! That's great! We did it! Wow, we did it! That was huge. Okay. Now I'm feeling better about our team. Wow. Okay, now we're feeling pretty good. We're going to, there we go. We'll heal up a little bit. Yeah. All right, now we should be good. Let's do that. Yeah, I really want to get her down. I don't really care about the rest of this. Let's kill Gamora, I guess. Who cares? We got these clowns. Yeah, now we got all the sustain. I mean, even if they kill Doc Ock, it really doesn't matter. It's game's over here. Should be. Okay. They still have their revives, but I think we're good. Yep. All right. I think we can auto this practically at this point. I don't know why I'm spending so much time on it, but we got it. We got it done. It's all over. Eternals are the best choice against Infinity Watch. I'm convinced of that. There we go. Great. That was great. That was huge. We got it done. The nice thing is we still have our Infinity Watch as a backup. We got a lot to work with here. We got a lot to work with. That was intense because we could not lose that. This was like an inflection point here. If we lost this, we were gonna get stuck because it's very hard. You have to either struggle with Infinity Watch and barely eke it out. Like, there are not a lot of great. I would have had to do something awful. I would have blown a lot of my good characters. So we got that done. So now we can basically do what we were planning to do. New Warriors plus Surfer plus Doom, Dad Bros, Black Bolt, Zemo, Yo-Yo. I think we're just going to blow through these now. The next three I think are easy till we get to floor 75, and then we're going to have Dormammu and Weapon X and Infinity Watch for floor 75. We're going to be able to do this. We're going to have multiple looks so we could throw out floor 75 to see how it works. So we can spend some time puzzling over that. All right, New Warrior Surfer Doom sounds great to me. I mean, that makes a lot of sense to me as a team. So let's see what that would look like. So you would put Dagger in the. Let's see. We would put Dagger here. Where actually, let's put Deathpool here. Dagger. Put Doom. Surfer. Because he does really well with offense up. So the reason the positioning matters here is because she gives offense up to adjacents. Cloak and Raids gets all this dodge from the offense up, but not outside of Raids. This certainly seems to me on paper like a very good team. Where's my Doom? Already got Doom. I'm looking for Cloak. All right. This seems like a good team. Yeah. So I should be able to, I'll put ability block on one of the Omega Reds. Great advice from Beta on that. Then I can spread it with my, couldn't I, yeah, put ability block on one of the Omega Reds and then we spread it with Deathpool. This seems to make a very good one. Let's just give this a go. So what I guess we'll have to do is I guess we could ability block Red Guardian and then spread it to we could spread it with Deathpool onto Omega Red. I think that's what we're going to have to do here. I think that I don't see any way around that. And if we look at the Red Guardian, that's I think we're going to have to do. Then we spread. Okay, good. So far, so good. So he did ability block the worst possible character for me. That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. If he didn't ability block cloak, the entire team would already be cloaked in debuffs here. So now the question is, where do I basic with cloak? That's unfortunate because Dagger doesn't have all those debuffs on turn 1. This is a bit of bad RNG here. He could have ability blocked anyone else and I'd be better off. So do we want a basic? We could. So what this does, all it does is applies offense down. I'm wondering who we want to, do we want to focus on Omega Red? The thing is, if you try to focus on Samurai, I think that's a mistake because he's okay. Well, we'll get rid of. People are saying Silver Samurai, and then it won't even apply the offense down because of Doc Ock. Another possibility would be to try to. Yeah, see, you could try to. People are saying we'll try to remove speed here from Omega Red, but you don't. He's not vulnerable. So if you had a vulnerable out here, he's a skirmisher, then you would be able to do that. But since he's not vulnerable, you can't do that. I don't see a vulnerable on that character. And this doesn't clear anything. Oh, but Dagger will tap after. Yeah, on her turn. Okay, so wait, let's look. This is why we take our time here, okay? I learned from yesterday where I made a mistake because I was too quick. I was trying to make the perfect video I was trying to make the perfect video and not bore you guys, and then instead we were missing out on stuff. So her assist only applies to bleed. So why does that clear anything? But Dagger, interesting. So I'm getting advice when I tap. The Dagger is going to tap afterwards and clear this. I'm going to do this for science because I think it's interesting enough to see. Let's see if removing the speed up here works. Wouldn't I want to take the speed off of him because he's ability blocked? Well, no, because we don't need to. Yeah, let's try it. No, it didn't work. Well, it puts so we could certainly, so now, yeah, we don't need to tap. We could just clear it this way. Which we'll do. And now I'm going to use my special here. They don't have any way to resist my debuff, so I'll use my special here. And then this will give me a second double tap because he's vulnerable. That seems to be like the obvious right strategy at this stage. So I'm just going to do that. It also puts it, yeah. There we go. Ugh. Definitely that team does not like. All right, so now what do I want to do? I don't really care much about Doc Ock. I could put Disrupt here, but if I put Disrupt here, it's just going to ultimately get flipped by Samurai. But I guess I could. All right, let's maybe we do that anyway, because he doesn't have any charges right now. It's very interesting, right? These are the sort of decisions you have to make here. So the reason I was concerned about this is because Silver Samurai has an ability. We can look at it. So the website, by the way, I'm going to is msf.gg, and I used to do this when I was doing Dark Dimension runs before I made videos. Is I would look and see. So the concern I had is if on turn if this character is charged, remove one negative effect for each charge. But he doesn't have any charged. He'll get a charge. He's going to clear at least one negative effect on his turn. All right, let's do this. We'll just do it. I want to get going here. I don't want to. And I think here. Yeah, that I got one of the Omega Reds down. And now we cloak them in debuffs. That was nice. Nice. Oh, I love it. 1, 2, 3. Easy. Easy, easy. Easy, easy. Great help from my chat on this one. Yeah, it was almost too easy. All right. Back to our planner. Easy. Okay. Now, we did it indeed, everyone. We did it. If you look, by the way, so we've used up our Shang-Chi. Just looking at what else we got here. Okay. We're looking good here because we're on floor 73 out of 75. I think my Dad Bros team is going to smoke these guys here. And then we're going to have a lot left to go after. We're going to have a lot left to go after the final boss. That one was like a smashing here. So I think Dad Bros, Black Bolt, Zemo, Yo-Yo should just destroy this. So the way this works is that, and I think we'll set Zemo to be a Raider. We're taking no chances this time. I said it at... There we go. We're setting him as Raider. So, the reason this team should work... So Zemo's job is just going to be on his passive to get a crit. And maybe he'll put out an ability block on turn 1. And then we have Black Bolt and Yo-Yo. We can put Long Shot and Shatterstar here, and then Black Bolt and Yo-Yo. That should be enough to get this done. My Black Bolt's only gear tier 14. That is an issue. But I think this should get it done. Zemo will get a crit on his passive. He might get a crit again when he does his ability block on Emma. And then she's going to get a guaranteed crit on her special so that she have a lot of speed bar to these guys. So then the question I guess we should think about is who are we targeting first? And I think we ability block Emma and then we try to kill Kestrel. And I think we hope that our Black Bolt deals with this on its own. And the only way this doesn't work is if my Black Bolt's too weak to get these guys down. Now, one thing that I screwed up yesterday is, and I've used Black Bolt a lot. He was in one of the early legendaries I got, and this was something I had forgotten. It's been quite a bit of time before I've been using Black Bolt in my teams, is that if the target is slow, flip to negative effects on itself. That's actually very important. The reason the Yo-Yo one works very well with the Dad Bros, just so everyone can see, is Flurry attacks 3 times, 3 different times on 4 times. So it attacks 12 different times. So if she attacks 12 different times and she's got a high crit chance, she basically's got like a 90-something% chance to crit. Okay. Now some people are asking me, do I want to bring Black Bolt to gear tier 15? I mean, that's a reasonable thing. I've been holding back on that for a long time. I could, though. I mean, it certainly makes some sense at this stage. It's so funny though. I should have done it a long time ago, right? I've been sitting on all this gear and not doing it. So this is the argument against hoarding. But if you look, it costs a decent amount of gear. He's not cheap. It's $840K. He's 840 SBCs and so on and so forth. I could. Well, since we're making a video, I could do it, but he's kind of at the edge of the meta. He's really not that important anymore. I don't think it's going to matter much. We could try it at gear tier 14. I mean, I hate to blow all that gear on an older character. Just on a character. He's kind of on the edge of the meta. He's sort of a character. I mean, I think he's going to have more importance when Dormammu's out, actually, because of the reses. So I don't think he's worthless. I do think the anti-revive thing still gives him some value. But I think we probably are okay without it. All right. Yeah, let's just do it. The dad bros are the ones who are going to get it all done. All right, let's just do it. For science. For science. Black Bolt is here basically to prevent the reses from the Ultrons. Let's see. Here we go. That's as expected. We ability block Emma. And we get even more crits. See how much crits we got here. Then we do the defense down. More crits. Now we're going to just try to take out Kestrel in one hit. Whew. Now, there we go. Kestrel's gone. That really screws them. They're really screwed. Okay. Go, Dad Bros, go. We got a G16, the G16 Dad Bros in action. Yeah. There we go. Okay. Yeah, I know some people love some people love Ultron, but he's not going to solo my team there. There we go. Easy peasy. Let's try to clear some of these buffs off. As you can see, my Black Bolt basically did what I needed, even though he was only gear tier 15 or 14, excuse me. You can see, by the way, why I like Captain Sam so much. People asking why he's in the top 10 to invest in list. He scales really well with gear. Very good character. He's somebody who's just a beast as you put more gear and red stars and so forth on him. There we go. Easy. Easy peasy. All right. Now, floor 74. Floor 74. We're on the second to last floor, and we got a lot left remaining here. A lot in the tank. So, we're almost at the top. We're almost at the top. So, the original plan was to use this team, but instead of Fury, I was going to use Emma for another cleanse. So, the question is, do we want to use, for example, Squirrel Girl on this team for a second cleanse? Because they do this team. The only thing that bothers me about this team is that, I'm not going to go first anymore. I can't summon. So do I want to bring something other than Fury? Fury does go fast. I have not used, people are asking me if I've used Infinity Watch. I have not used Infinity Watch. So that's the beauty of where we are in this run right now. We haven't used Infinity Watch. We haven't used Weapon X. We haven't used Dormammu. Yeah, I know that Deathpool hits very hard, but obviously I have a very big Secret Avenger team. I got 7 red G16, Captain Sam, 6 red Gear. I mean, they're all. I mean, this is with Kestrels. All of them are like 6 or 7 reds Gear Tier 16. It's the biggest I can do. Yeah, the Thanos here do nothing. I do have Infinity Watch in the bag if this fails. We're going to make it to 75 no matter what because I've got Infinity Watch in the bag for sure. The problem is I'm not going to be able to get a head start here because I don't have Emma. So that will affect things a little bit. So let's look here for a second. Let's look at the speed of the Thanos versus some of these other characters, okay? So Thanos' speed is 97. He's slow as molasses. He doesn't have... a lot of times people are thinking of when he's there with Maw. When he has Maw with him, he becomes much more dangerous because he's a fast taunt with Maw. Because Maw passive gives him... Where does he do it? Whoops. Where does he do this? Oh, there you go. Fill an ally Thanos speed bar by 25%. There he goes. So he fills Thanos' speed bar. But that's right. The Fury speed up is going to make me go faster. So I think we're good. Yep. So Fury is effectively one of the fastest characters in the game because he spawns with speed up and then his special spreads the speed up to the whole team. So I should go first. So let's think about before we start it, let's think about who I'm going to target here, right? Where obviously we can't use any of our summon abilities because those are going to trigger Deathpool. So we're not going to summon any minions. And so then the question is, who do we go after? So if we go, do we just go after... See, the thing is, if you go after Cloak with the Kestrel ultimate and she misses, that's a huge problem. I think we go after Dagger just to be sure. Because if it lowers the RNG. Because if I go after Cloak, there's a chance he dodges, and then I'm screwed. So I think we're going to do that. We're going to go after Dagger first. I'd prefer to, if your team's smaller and you're trying to big punch up, you might go after Cloak first and just hope your RNG works well. But I think we're going to do it this way. Let's go RNGesus. Let's do it. And then we can try to maybe stun. All right, so now we spread the speed up. All right. And then we're going to try to kill Dagger right here. Oh, not yet. Now we'll do this. That should get it. All right, that's huge. Okay, they're already in trouble. So now the question is, do we stun Deathpool or do we stun Cloak? I'm thinking we stun Cloak and call it a day, right? All right, let's stun Deathpool. I'm getting everyone in my chat saying Deathpool, Deathpool. All right. Now we're still not gonna summon. Now do we kill Deathpool or kill Cloak? Though that's the other question. Yeah, I'm thinking I kill Cloak because he's so close to death. Do we want to use the special? Unavoidable. Just to kill him. That's the other question. Because, I mean, I think if we kill him, I don't think that Deathpool can solo my entire team. Yeah, let's just do it. This is the things, though. You know, it's a very tough choice because ordinarily you wouldn't want to do it. But you see, now we did. All right. All right, there we go. There we go. You can see I could have done this a little differently, but I think that worked out very well. We did it. We did it. We did it. Floor 75, baby. Floor 75. We did it. And we're at the top floor. We're at the top floor. We're at the top floor. We have reached the pinnacle. And you know what? We got a lot left in the tank. We got a lot left in the tank. We've got our weapon axe. We've got our Infinity Watch. And we have my man, Dormammu. We have my man, Dormammu. I love it. Absolutely love it. So let's look at the Weapon X kits, because I'm thinking Weapon X plus Dormammu. I'm thinking, because I don't know. That seems good on paper to me, because you get the ability blocks. Let's look. We're gonna take. We have one try to do this with Dormammu. So who would we drop here? So first of all, one thing I do like about this is we're going to get this right away. We're going to ability block and do them with right away. You know, so, and then when he dies, Dormammu brings him back, and then we could do it all over again. So it gives me two different ability blocks. I get ability block 1, then Dormammu brings him back, I get ability block 2. I like that. This guy, I feel like, just does damage. But he's big. I mean, he basically is just doing damage here, right? This doesn't really do much. It's very interesting. So then we got Lady Deathstrike. We're gonna think about this very carefully. Think about this very carefully. What does she do? She's gonna slow, but that's gonna be her first thing. So she's 127 speed. So what do they get? What's the enemy team again? So when we look at the enemy team is we've got their own Dormammu plus Doom, Phyla-Vell, Moondragon, Ghost Rider. I could also drop Wolverine, people are saying, because he's just basically providing a lot of damage. True. Yeah, drop Wolverine probably. Let's look at Infinity Watch, because that's another option. I mean, we've got some great options here. Infinity Watch plus Dormammu or Weapon X plus Dormammu. I mean, these are like some first class options to have here at this stage. So, who would you take off of this team? You kind of need Adam Warlock to ability block Doom. And he also gives you that early ability block. Basically same speed. Do they have a cleanser? Yeah, they have a cleanser. Phi Lavelle. So that's the problem there. And will she spawn with immunity or something? So their Phi Lavelle is going to be 115. You can argue that what I should do is ability block their Phi Lavelle. Because otherwise, if I don't ability block their... Oh, no, but it's trauma. That's the thing when Omega Ready puts trauma. This is very interesting. Very interesting stuff. Let's look at Dormammu's kit for a second. Interesting. He's going to lower the assist. Oh, look at this. Lower the assist chance for all Cosmic Brawler enemies. So Nebula's not going to assist nearly as much. Because with the enemy Dormammu there. So I think Infinity Watch is probably a worse option because you almost would take Nebula out because she's not going to be assisting all the time. So that's a problem. So maybe Weapon X plus Dormammu and we take out Wolverine. Oh yeah, and when Dormammu's above 50%, when he's above 50% health, this is 100%. So Nebula doesn't assist at all. I mean, I don't think Infinity Watch works that well against this Dormammu team. So yeah, I don't think Infinity Watch is the answer here. I think if you did Infinity Watch, you'd almost take out Nebula and put in Dormammu. But I think the way that team works is with all those assists by Nebula. So my gut is we go Weapon X, no more Wolverine. We throw in Dormammu. And that'll be interesting. We'll give it a try. Another thought process that's interesting, somebody in my chat, Patriarchy, is mentioning, is you could take out Sabretooth and Wolverine and put in Adam Warlock and Dormammu. The thought process being, let's just go all in on one team. That's also very interesting. Very interesting thought process. Do we get any benefits, though, by having 3 or more allies? So he's going to apply defense up to the Weapon X team. Aha. If this character has 3 or more Weapon X allies, lower enemy damage by 15%. So by replacing Sabretooth with Adam Warlock, we would get 15% more incoming damage. So there you go. So that's one issue. So I think we keep Sabretooth for that reason alone. For that reason alone. I'm just going to look here and see what Silver Samurai does. Not that worried about the assist enemy. Assist chant. So There's been some discussion in my chat. Should we get rid of Sabretooth versus Wolverine? So my Sabretooth is gear tier 16. Let's look at the... So 514 health. 713 health. I think that my Sabretooth, because of his just the pure size of the 38k damage versus 39k damage. So I think my Sabretooth is better just because of who I geared. Sabretooth passive does almost nothing in this team. He just gets some extra damage, and he gets plus 20% crit chance. In war, he helps Wolverine. There's a chance to assist. He has some chance to assist, but, that's mostly a Marauders thing. And then he heals on his turn. But Wolverine does have some value because he gets 100% block chance, which is very nice. It's tough. And he does get speed, which I like. I like speed. And he gets that defense up and death proof. My gut is I'm going to go on with Sabretooth. That's just my gut on it. And we're going to try Dormammu. Let's just give it a try. It's going to be tough. So wait, let's think about what our strategy is here before we go in. So we're going to go in. We ability block and trauma Doom. And then who do we focus on taking out? Who's our target? Do we take out Phyla-Vell? Do we take out Dormammu? It's a huge Dormammu. Gear tier 17, 6 red stars, much bigger than mine. Very interesting. I mean, Dormammu's going to be huge. Somebody in my chat suggested 1.7 million health. I don't know, but it's going to be massive because my Dormammu is only, my Dormammu's only gear tier 16, 4 red stars, and he's got 1.175 million health. So he's going to be huge. So another thing, some people Beta really likes the idea of dropping Sabretooth as well and gaining and putting Adam Warlock in. The difference with that, well, this is nice. He's also going to put Disrupted onto Phyla-Vell. That is nice. I don't know how much that matters. The nice thing, of course, about Adam Warlock, he brings a lot of control, right? He's going to bring his ability block on turn 1. You could put this on, let's say, Phyla-Vell. You could bring a stun on turn 2, or it stuns 2 characters. That's very powerful. However, it does mean that my team takes 15% more damage because if he has 3 or more Weapon X allies, it lowers enemy damage by 15%. But he's not going to have 3 or more allies. He's going to have just himself. On this plan, he would have himself, Lady Deathstrike, and Silver Samurai. That's not 3 allies. It's 2 allies. He's not his own ally, is what I'm trying to say. Make sense? That's the issue. It's very tempting. Combine this all into one attempt. Because I don't think Infinity Watch is going to work here. I think it's neat that I did it without using Infinity Watch, but maybe I should take full advantage of it. All right. All right. This is tough. Very tough choices here. I think we'll bring in Adam Warlock. We'll go. You know why? Because it gives me the advantage of me of me having the full team here. In other words, I'm getting the advantage of the fact that I have Infinity Watch available. I'm taking full advantage of it. You can see the positioning I'm doing here. I'm basically trying to keep I'm trying to keep the tankiest characters off to one side there. Okay, and then we're going to have Lady Deathstrike all the way out here. What do we think about this team? Another question. Do I need Skirmisher on Adam Warlock just to land the stun? Let's put Skirmisher on Warlock to be safe. Good news is, I think I've already done that. I already had that ready. Yep. Already had that ready to go for an Alliance War attack one time. All right. I've had people in my chat suggesting I bring up Silver Samurai. I just can't bring myself to do it. Sorry. I actually think he's the least important of the Infinity Watch or Weapon X to me. Do I want to change Dormammu to Fortifier? Probably not. I think otherwise this team looks good to me. I think this is about as good as you're going to do here for right now. So the concern is about Adam Warlock. So people are saying, what's the issue with Adam Warlock? Well, Adam Warlock is another mystic. And so he gives additional resistance to both my Dormammu and the other side's Dormammu. It's going to be interesting. I think let's just try it. For science. We're going to do this for science, ladies and gentlemen. For science. All right. I'm just going to make sure I remember Moondragon's kit. So on turn 1, she's going to remove positive effect. She'll apply slow, reduce speed bar, and then heal. All right. We're doing it for science. Huge punch up. This is probably a 1.5, 1.6 million team. Let's check it out. Now, people are telling me, let's look at the stats on this team, which we will do. So the strike team, Omega Red, 1 million health. Oh, this is my team. The enemy team, Dormammu, 1.78 million health. Very high. Look at that damage, 77k damage. Doom, 1.37 million health, 111 speed. You know, you can see his damage, 69, dude. Ghost Rider, his damage is significant. Look at his speed and his health. He scales pretty well with stats. Moondragon, you could see where she's at. 5 level. So now, and comparison, by the way, if you look at my team, you know, 1 million, 1.1, 900k, Samurai, lols, the 80 strike. Okay. So now the question is, who do we want to rewind? My thought would be right here. Rewind Doom, rewind Dormammu, rewind Moondragon. Does anyone disagree with that? That would be my first move. Left to my own devices. I don't really think Ghost Rider is that important. He's there for his passive. So that would be my thought process. It seems like no one disagrees. We're going to play this one slow because it's a big one. All right, everyone seems to think Doom on this one. So that's what we'll do. Okay. So now I'm going to ability block Doom. And this is going to ability block and trauma on Doom. So far, so good. Now I got another ability block. One thing I could do. So the question is, do I want to put ability block on File of L? Or do I want to put just 2 turns of ability block on Doom? All right. People are asking me if I watch other content creators. I don't really have time to watch other content creator stuff. So File of L. So this is trauma, so this won't get removed. But let's try it. So the thing is, so this is trauma, so this would keep. We're definitely not going to save it. Very interesting. Getting difference of opinions on here. So the thing is, because my thought process is if I ability block him for 2 turns here, she's the only cleanse. She uses her cleanse while he's got trauma. That keeps the ability block. Then he gets it the next turn. This doesn't extend the I don't understand why Phyla clears it anyways, even with the trauma. All right, let's try to do this to get rid of the barrier. We got it. Okay. Now, so then trauma stun with Dormammu. Do we want to stun her with trauma, or we don't even need it? I think we stun Moondragon, right? That's my thought process. I think Moondragon. Now I think we chop Doom. Chop. Does anyone disagree with that? I mean, this seems like a chop time. I mean, that's would be my next strategy here, most likely. If he happens to get the kill, he revives. Probably won't get the kill, but I think I don't know if we can kill though. No one here has defense down. Doom's going to be at 500k. He only has 2 charges. That's the thing. He's definitely got not enough to do it. So the other thing I could do is just use this ability, which gives me taunt, counter, deflect, defense up. Yeah, so we'll save it. Yeah, the stun is nice. So he doesn't get any energy. Yeah, so we stun Doom. All right, let's stun him to prevent the passive from working. Now, who do we ability block here? Do we just ability block Doom? Or do we save that for when Doom comes back? Do we need to save that? Okay. So just kill him. Okay, so far so good. Okay, now we get to use my favorite ability in the game. Clear all negative effects from self, heal allies. I love this. Yes, I love this. Die! Die! I love that ability. That's my favorite ability in the game. All right. Choppy chop 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 choppy chop chop chop. Look at Doom die. Okay, uh-oh. Now. Now, do we put the stun here on Moondragon so that we hit her and Dormammu? Or we go? I think that's the right move, right? Because if you stun here, then it'll go potentially Dormammu and Ghost Rider. So I think we stun Moondragon because we know it'll hit Dormammu. Oh, resisted. And then I think we're going to do this bleed over here. Because she'll chain back and forth between these two. Because she's defense down and she's got bleed, so they won't miss. The lower resistance, right? Or they can't be, and can't be countered. Yeah, lower. She's got lower resistance by 50% when enemies with bleed. So I think that's where we go with her, and then she'll just chain back and forth here. I think that makes sense, unless anyone disagrees with that. I'm just going to do that one. Okay, now we can ability block. So who do we want to ability block now? Dormammu, he's got a ton of resistance, though. And he only ability blocks in war. We know he buys ability block outside of war. Or we ability block Moondragon and just make sure it hits. Yeah, since Dormammu already uses ult, let's do this. All right. Oh. Oh. Wow. So I think with this, I think we're just going to choose. We should attack him. Who should we attack? Should we attack Ghost Rider or Philavel? Philavel maybe because she's more important. Ooh. Uh-oh. 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 Oh, no. Maybe I needed a cleanse on this one. Yeah, my Dormammu's dead. That's a problem. I think we may retreat on this one. I just don't think we got it. I don't think we can win. Wow. Very tough. Yeah, seems like everyone thinks we have to retreat on this one. Although it's, yeah, enemies remaining 4. Yep. All right. We will retreat. Very tough. Very tough. Now we still have, we used Adam Warlock, of course. We still have teams that we could use, but I don't think that this team without Adam Warlock with, let's say, SSM is going to get it done. We use basically almost all of our, we use all of our key characters. Like this team of Phoenix is not going to get it done because Dormammu is going to prevent all the assists from Nebula. So I don't even see this being worth bothering with. We've got a lot to work with for next time. A lot to work with for tomorrow. We did pretty well. You can see where I'm at on the leaderboard right now. Probably not that high. There's a lot of people doing this. I'm 11th, tied with Reminax and Dorky Dad and Sark and Ezraith and a number of others. And this is Beta Ray Bill and a bunch of other folks who've made it this far. There's a few people ahead of us here. So, tied for whatever, 10th. Not bad. Very interesting. So what did I learn this time? Well, I learned that this floor is its own difficult beast. Seems hard to beat it without Dormammu, but maybe some people have. It looks like at least somebody has. The guy in first, maybe, at the very least. But very, very challenging. Very challenging fight. I hope what you learned here is on these high floors, if you are going to try to climb, as I've been doing, as opposed to just repeating some of the lower levels, planning your teams out is effective. So use those resources linked below. And please, if you like this video, smash that like button, subscribe to this channel. You can, give all your comments, questions. You can make fun of my attempts below or complain that the video is too long. You can do all that below. Or you can go to my Discord where we have lots of great discussion about theory crafting and all of that stuff. We talk a lot about the tower. We have a whole section of our Discord on the tower stuff. So go to that. That's linked below as well. We also have my Twitch stream, which is linked below. I've been streaming the tower every night. And also you could check out the Amazon coins link below. If you want to support this channel, use that link below as opposed to other links to buy your Amazon coins. That'll support our channel and the work we're doing.